What is up, everyone? Renfail here, back again with another beginner's guide for Star Wars Outlaws. And today, it's my top 5 tips for new players. And I love my notes because these help me get through all the videos I do. These are things that I have found that have made my gameplay much more seamless. It's made my experience a lot more enjoyable. I've already played through the game once already through the first playthrough. I'm currently into the second playthrough now, and I'm doing more of a relaxed completionist journey this time around. And there's quite a few options that I'm choosing to adjust during this playthrough since I've already seen the game and I kind of know what I want out of it this time around. And I'm sharing those tips with you guys here because I think it has made my playthrough much more enjoyable this second time around. Now, if you haven't already done so and this is one of your first times tuning into my videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams happen here and on Twitch, and I do play a ton of games. It is a variety channel, and this is my full-time job. So you can check out all the videos that I produce every single day and all the streams. We usually do a couple per day. There's also Discord, socials, all that good stuff. A Patreon if you want to get involved with my work as a sci-fi and fantasy author. So we've already kind of covered the accessibility options before and how I think that Massive Entertainment deserves all the praise for providing players with all these different ways to take agency of their playthrough. But these are basically the 5 things that I think have made my life much easier and I think will make your playthrough much more enjoyable as well. So if you go in here and go to the gameplay aspect, you're going to first and foremost look at the auto perfect cooling and turn it on. This has saved me in so many ways for a couple of reasons. One, my timing sucks. So if you haven't seen how this works normally, when you're firing your blaster, it overheats and then it pops up this window wherein you have the bar and you get the slider that moves and there's a window along that bar where if you hit the button again while it's in that window, you get a perfect recharge and you can keep firing. Otherwise, you have to wait. It extends the cooldown and you have to sit there and hide because you're not being able to shoot your blaster. The auto perfect cooling means that it's going to automatically cool your weapon every single time and it does it for you perfectly every single time, which allows you to focus on things like aiming and paying attention to where the blaster fire is coming from. Maybe if you need to deploy grenades, maybe you need to run. There are lots of different things that are happening in combat. So this helped me out a lot turning the auto perfect cooling on. The next one that has really helped me is turning always sprint on. So this means when she's moving, rather than needing to toggle it, which you normally do by down pressing on the left thumbstick, she can now run around automatically. So just as soon as you press the thumbstick forward, she's running. Now there is one caveat to that, which is if you want to go into stealth, normally you would hit the B button, or I'm thinking Xbox controller on the PlayStation controller. You hit the circle button to go into a crouch. And you would sneak around like this. But when you're always running, it's going to put her into a slide. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're moving around. But this has saved my thumb and my thumb fatigue so much from not needing to, constantly be down pressing on the thumbstick in order to send her into a run. Now, outside of that, that was number 2. I gotta pay attention. What is number 3? So number 3 is going to be going down in here and looking at the lockpicking difficulty. Now, you can choose to adjust this however you want. The first time I played through the game, I kept this on for about the first 20 hours of gameplay, and then I turned it off. And the reason is because at some point, I felt like it had enough of this. It is a interesting little mini game. It's all about timing. There's an audio cue and a visual cue, and it's just about memorizing a short pattern that's usually 2 to 3 bursts or so, and then repeating that pattern with pressing on the trigger. First few times, it's fun. It does add a certain element of when you've got stormtroopers that are about to come around the corner and you're trying to get the timing right, and you get caught, you get shot from behind or you get captured and you have to restart the mission or restart from a checkpoint. So it adds a sense of urgency when you're doing it manually. And for some people who want the challenge level, you can have that. But for me, after I'd done it 50 times, I was ready to turn that off. So definitely turn off the lockpicking rhythm challenge if you want something a little more streamlined. And the same thing goes for slicing. There is a mini game associated with slicing, which is kind of like Wordle, but it's essentially you're matching up different combinations across these rows, and you'll get color coding depending on if it's the right symbol in the right spot or the right symbol in the wrong spot or the wrong symbol, period. Um, I did that for the first 40 or 50 times, and then eventually it was like, I'm just going to turn it off so that it just automatically slices everything when I come across it so that I don't have to worry about it. It streamlines the process quite a bit when you're looking to get away from too many, just constantly going through mini games and click, 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 clicking. Similarly, the first time that I went and I did the Galactic Street Food Challenge, there is a manual timing component to this, which is a lot of fun. And if it's your first time playing through the game, I would highly recommend that the first time you come across one of the Galactic Street Food Challenges, you do it manually for the first time because it is really cool and really interactive to have to manually, there's some timing things. They're very slow paced, but it's like press left, hit X, hold down on the left, go right with the right. To have Kay doing something over here while Nyx is over there doing the other thing. And there's multiple food challenges you can come across as you explore the planets around the galaxy. But after, on the first playthrough, I kept them on the whole way, but on my second playthrough, I have chosen to turn those off because I find that I've already done it, and it made for a much more it's a less interactive experience. It's a more cinematic experience when they're turned off because you get this nice little several minute long cutscene where basically Kay and Nyx are enjoying a meal as opposed to it being a challenge. Now there are obviously a ton of other things you can go in here and tweak if you want to make the game as hard or as easy as you want. And if you haven't already done so, you can go into the accessibility presets, and there's a whole bunch of options you can change in here, whether it's the gameplay stuff, the cognitive stuff, the color schemes, the vision schemes, audio cues for the hearing impaired. If I think that's the right way to say that. And there's not just your gameplay options. You can also go into controls and go into your advanced controls. By the way, aim assist, I would absolutely want you to have that on. Because for me, it makes my life so much easier to have it help me when I'm going. But you can also go in here to the advanced controls and adjust these settings as you want. And you can have things where you can like toggle Nyx mode on if you want quick actions, adaptive trigger. I turned this off, by the way. By the way, we're in the bonus round right now, everybody, because we did the top 5. I did turn the adaptive triggers off on the PS5 after about 20 hours of gameplay, only because I'm older. But I've also had, like last year, I ripped the tendon off my finger, and it took about 8 months to heal. And I still have some issues with if I'm doing lots of pressing, and the fatigue from the adaptive triggers was pretty annoying after about 20 hours. So I turned it off, and I've left it off since then, and I'm much happier for it. But there's lots of options you could tweak in here, but those are my top 5 for beginners to help you get the most out of the game. Hopefully you enjoyed. Don't forget, you can go in here and configure all sorts of different settings in whatever way you see fit to give yourself the experience that you want out of the game. And hopefully you're having a great time in Star Wars Outlaws. I know I am. I'm on a second playthrough. It's quite enjoyable. It's my Red Dead Redemption 2 in space with the Star Wars theme, which means it's chef's kiss. I'm enjoying it. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams here and on Twitch. I'll see everybody in the next one. Don't let the dark side consume you, everybody. Stay safe. May the Force be with you.